All right. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot, but we have Erica and Katie Flynn on here with us. Um, Erica, you're a diamond, right? And
Diamond.
then Katie just got her celebratory call for premiere for 2014. So that's awesome. So she's a two-star diamond. And they're going to just tell us a little bit about them, then go into their thing, and then we'll just wrap it up because I don't want to keep you guys on here all night. So you guys got the floor whenever you're ready.
Cool. All right, so we're just gonna dive in. Did you share the picture that I had sent you? Okay,
Yes.
so just give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what we were talking about and just a guideline if you guys want to scribble some notes. So Eric and I are very laid back. We'll probably laugh and stutter our way through this, so just bear with us. We're planned, but you know how that goes. So number one is focusing on reality. So I feel like maybe I saw somebody, or Francis, maybe you posted about You Are a Badass, and maybe some of your team was reading that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like my favorite PD right now. I read probably half of it on the book or in the book, and then I started doing the audio because I've just been really super busy since the holidays. So the audio is killer on audible.com. If you haven't done the audio, even if you've read the book, I suggest it. It's amazing. But so basically, that's where I pulled this first one about focusing on reality. And I'm going to do this little exercise first. You guys are going to think I'm a loony bin, but I just love this so much. So I want you guys to look around your room, wherever you're sitting right now. Just kind of glance around for a second. And it'll just be like a few seconds. So just glance around. Okay. Now I want you guys, and I can see you all, I want you guys to close your eyes, and you don't have to say it out loud, but just name the things in your room that stuck out in your mind that were red. Okay. Now you can look back around the room and, see how you did, if you remembered a lot of the things that were red. And then close your eyes again, one more time. And now try to name all the things in the room that were blue. Okay, you can open your eyes. So, unless you're a freak of nature with a perception, I'm sure it was a little bit tough for you to name a lot of blue things in the room. And I feel like that is something that I learned in that book that you can so relate to this business, and that is that you were focusing so hard on the red. And I know that was very quick that we did that. You were focusing so hard on the red that you weren't even paying attention to anything else in the room, let alone anything blue in the room. So I kind of correlate that to, personal development obviously is so huge in this business. And I know you guys don't need to hear that again, but if you're focusing on so much about the things that you're not going to do in this business and the challenge groups that you're not going to succeed with, and the challenge groups that you're nervous to do, and the challenge packs that you're not going to sell, and no, and not, I'm not going to do this, then that is manifesting, and that is going to become your reality, because it is so much buildup in your mind that it's just no, and I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. So that becomes your business. So I think that's something so huge first to really focus on, is if you are afraid of challenge groups, and challenge packs kind of our topic for tonight, and you're afraid to reach out to people, you really have to flip that switch. It's something I'm sure your team talks a lot about too. It's like, we can only say it so many times, like personal development, but it is what it is. You have to do it. It's just like a non-negotiable for your business. So yeah, that's kind of, I just wanted to start with that and just get you guys, in the right mindset for where we're going with this. So Erica's going to start talking about, I don't know what.
I'm talking about underused tools that we have as coaches. So again, the theme for tonight is challenge groups and challenge packs, which go completely together. And I think what happens so often within our own team pages, and I guess I'm speaking for you guys too, Francis, but I think people become so dependent on their team page that they forget about all of the resources that are provided to them right on the Team Beachbody site as far as answering questions about programs. So if you have a pen or a pencil handy there, write this down in case you aren't aware. We have a section within the Coach Online office that's called under Sales and Marketing, and it's called Business Tools. Or excuse me, under Business Tools, under Sales and Marketing. And what that is once you click on that, it gives you a breakdown of every single program that Beachbody has to offer. And I don't know how many of you are newer coaches on here, and if you've been a coach for a while, it's still a good idea to do. I did this in the very beginning. I printed every single page. And with that, I had it in front of me because not only does it tell you exactly what the program is, it even gives you talking points about that program. So if you're sitting there as a coach that's maybe only done the 21-day fix and have no idea anything about P90X3, well, it's going to tell you that it's a program that's 90 days. It's going to require some weights. It is not for somebody that is not in cardiovascular or physical shape right now. It breaks all of that down for you. It gives you e-cards to send to people by email, banners for your pages, all kinds of information provided right there to you. So that's helped me quite a bit. It's a big one with Shakeology. I'm sure within your team pages you have, can I use this when I'm pregnant? Can I breastfeed and use this? But there's also something in there too that I always provide to people that ask questions about things like that with Shakeology that's called Dear Doctor. And it's a letter that you can actually email or send, via Facebook message to your customer that breaks it down coming from you, their coach, to give to their doctor just to, double check that is a good idea for them to do. So do not fear talking to people about programs that you have not done. I feel like we've done so many programs now just because we've been on this journey since like April of 2013 together. But if you've only done a couple yourself, that's okay because you have that information provided to you right there. So make sure you go in there and take a look at it and print it if you have not.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to start talking about now owning it. So we have here, you're a Beachbody coach, obviously, and that you need to own it. So raise your hand if you've ever gotten yourself in a super awkward conversation via private message where it either ended up in crickets or you confused the person completely of what your mission even was. Like 2 hands, super awkward conversations have gone down. I feel like for a long time when I first started coaching, I was scared and I was nervous. And when I would message somebody, we'd start talking about a program and, I'd start talking about a challenge group and what a challenge pack was and stuff, or before I even got to that point. And I had never once mentioned Beachbody. I never even said that word. And I don't know why. I think it was just because, I wasn't ashamed of it by any means, but it was just, I was just, more like word vomiting about this group and losing weight and all this stuff. So now what I try to do is to try to tell my story, pretty quickly in the conversation. So if somebody messages me and says, I saw that transformation picture you put up, like, wow, I would love to do that. I just make sure I say something like, oh, thank you so much. I've been on this journey for about 1.5 years now. I lost 60 pounds through using Beachbody programs and Shakeology. I have now been Beachbody coaching for X amount of time, just so they know up front, like what my mission is and where I'm coming from, what company I come from. Because I feel like sometimes you can get so deep into a conversation 8 or 9 messages later, and then you're like, P.S., I'm a Beachbody coach. And it's like awkward, it's like you don't know where to go from there. For all they know, you could be an Advocare rep. They have no idea. So we need to put it out there, in the beginning. So it just alleviates the awkwardness that all of a sudden you start rambling about programs and Shakeology and all that.
I am going to talk about challenge pack or bust. So who on this call with a raise of your hand again, especially with everything that's just been announced with the 2016 cruise, plans on hitting Success Club 5 at a minimum every month this year? Everybody's pushing for it. So I want to talk about challenge packs, and things that have worked for Katie and I in the last year as far as reaching Success Club 10 every month. I kind of want to reverse the roles for you. And I broke this down to a coach earlier, and after I typed it out, I thought that really made sense, and it felt good to put that into words for her to be able to understand how to reach out to people about programs. So say you put up a transformation picture of yourself or somebody else, and somebody inquires to you about what they did or what you've been doing. You have to remember that this person has likely never done a Beachbody program before, is likely out of shape and or overweight. They do not know what Shakeology is, and they especially don't know what a challenge group is. I don't know about you guys, but like I started saying accountability group because everybody's like, so what's the challenge? The challenge is selling you a challenge bag. No, but seriously, they don't know what it means. And you have to flip the rules and remember that they are like totally clueless to what it is that we do as a coach. So when you're talking to them about a program, and we obviously are always going for the challenge pack. I hate to even say sale, but that's how you want to get people started because that's what we believe in. We're a product of the product, and we believe in drinking Shakeology once a day. So why would you sign up somebody and start them on a lifestyle change without that opportunity? We say so often to our coaches, if you sell somebody the 21-day fix without Shakeology, and you didn't tell them in that conversation, or you didn't hit it home to them how freaking important it is to get that on board, shame on you. Because once they get in that challenge group and they see everybody, replace my meal today, Shakeology for breakfast, lunch, dinner, they're going to think, well, what the heck? Like, why wasn't that stressed enough to me? Why wasn't it important enough to her to tell me that needs to be a part of this lifestyle change? You don't want to have a conversation with somebody and say, or let me start over. If you reach out to somebody and say, I want to get you started in my challenge group, ask them questions. First and foremost right now, even if the 21-day fix was not a promotion or not the promo challenge pack, I say to them, do you have any general knowledge about clean eating and portion control? Can you commit 30 minutes a day to me to working out at least 5 to 6 days a week? If that answer is no, that they don't know about how to eat healthy, 21-day fix.
Always.
Because most people that are coming to you for help do not know how to eat healthy. And that is a major aspect of this lifestyle change for them and for you to get them on this journey. Challengers equal coaches later. You need to have these people that are going to have the success and the transformation. It might not be everybody's goal out there to be a coach, but you want these people to have success. That's why we're here. It's important. I can't stress it enough. When you talk to them, and so say that person said back to me, no, I have no general knowledge. I send them a message back, something like, I have the perfect program for you based on what you've told me. It's a 21-day program, 3 weeks with color-coded portion control containers. It's going to come with your 30-day supply of Shakeology and your 30 minutes a day DVDs and the workouts, and I break it down what those are. Don't upsell Shakeology later. That's like yucky salespeople. You get somebody to fall in love with something and then there's more. No, that's a joint part of that program. It's not just the workout. It's Shakeology too. Hit it for the challenge pack or bust. I can't stress it enough. They're going to try it later. You've seen it time and time again. Really for the majority, it's very rare that I have somebody enter our challenge group without Shakeology. But if they don't start with it, they're going to get it later. It sure. never fails.
Yes.
That's all for that part.
Soapbox preaching.
Soapbox.
All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about success partners. So obviously, Eric and I are success partners. That just kind of happened naturally. We're sisters. And, even though I started coaching a little before her, she's been pretty much involved with our journey, from day one. So we kind of just obviously found a place as success partners. But I think it's hugely important. If you don't have a success partner yet, I definitely recommend that because speaking of challenge groups, it helps us out so much working together. So what I tell my coaches when I'm telling them to look for a success partner, I say, there's no requirements. That's something that you guys have to communicate about with. There's nowhere where it says like, here's the guidelines. You have to run groups together. You have to meet once a week. It's just something you have to come up with yourself. But for us, it's worked fantastic that we've always run our groups together. We've built kind of a sister duo where people, like, her customers love, interacting with me, and my customers love interacting with her. And it's just kind of, just been something good that's worked for us. When I first started coaching, I was working full time in a salon, and Erica still does work at my parents' car dealership. So having 2 full-time jobs, it was, a lot easier for us being success partners, that we could rely on each other, where like, I wasn't working evenings. So, I'd like pick up the slack, or she was off on a Wednesday and she could, help me out. So, obviously now I have a lot more time because I'm full-time with coaching, but still we completely share duties as far as the challenge groups go. So it makes it a lot easier to just flow in, month to month challenge groups, and we come up with a schedule together, and here's when we're going to start our next group. And, would you mind this time making the cover photo for it? And we just, help each other as much as possible. We even talk to each other's customers. We really we're a unique duo because we're sisters, obviously, but a success partner, I love nothing more than to see an awesome duo. Like, the one that always sticks out in my mind is Whitney Munoz and Sarah Mayo. Like, I just feel like they're such a powerhouse because they, lift each other up. You can just tell. I just remember watching them rank advance, and it was like, I don't know which order it was, but it was like Sarah went emerald, Whitney went emerald, Sarah went diamond, Whitney went diamond. They kind of advanced together because they had each other to hold each other accountable, to push each other to hit those goals. And I actually talked to them today because we were chatting about ending the year premiere and what our goals were for this year. And I said, I'm like, dang, I wish I could help my team find success partners like you guys have. And they were like, they couldn't say enough about it. They were like, it's honestly a blessing that we have each other because we help each other so much. But on the other side, I will say, I've seen success partner duos that have terrible communication and it ends up not working. I had a coach, it was actually one of my coaches and one of Erica's coaches were a duo. And my coach was coming to me and Erica's coach was coming to her, and they were complaining about each other, and this wasn't working, and she wasn't posting enough in the group. And Eric and I finally went like this. We were like, you know what, guys, this is what a partnership is, and you need to communicate. Obviously, communication is key between each other, because how are you ever going to figure out who's going to post on which day if you're not even talking to each other, So I will say that there's no need to ever feel like you're down with one person. I'm a huge believer, and some of the girls I went through my coach basics with, in my first couple months as being a coach, I consider them, success partners too, just because we've all talked so much and we all build our businesses together. But I feel like you can expand and always have people that but having, that one person, for us, at least it has been. So yeah, get a success partner.
Until we fight like sisters. Just kidding. No. Okay. No. Okay. I'm going to talk about the dreaded exclusive Beachbody groups. And if I had the biggest piece of advice that I could give for this, it's transition early. The longer you keep it as a quote accountability group and a quote free group, the harder it's going to be to switch later. We went through a period of time, like Katie said, we've ran our groups together pretty much since the very beginning. And we went through a period of time where we were really saying to people this is strictly for our customers. We were turning people away. And because, as 2 coaches who were hitting Success Club 10 every month, we were bringing so many people in, it was too large and unfair almost to our customers who were purchasing programs to have so many other free customers on top of that. That being said, as you transition to that, in my go-to, and I don't know about Laura and Francis on this, I am a firm believer in a 1 month free, and then transitioning into a Beachbody exclusive group. I do feel now, as we've like matured in our business, that you can use your better judgment. Somebody might come to you and say, you might have a challenge group starting on Monday, and they say to you, I would love to be a part of this, but I cannot purchase this program until the Friday after that. Use your better judgment. If you feel that that person will bring value and joy and energy to your challenge group, let them in. But you have to follow up with them later too, because if they're not doing a Beachbody program, they're not doing Shakeology in there, and really having that common ground with the others that are, it really serves no purpose of them being in there other than to just watch others post every single day. You have to think about it that you have to remember that people simply do not understand that this is a business for you. They don't know how passionate you are. They don't know that you may be working towards possibly quitting your full-time job one day, or that you might be able to save up for your child's college savings in 3 years, or that you want to buy a house with your Beachbody earnings. People don't get it. Your family still may not get it, and that's okay, because to you, it's your business. So you have to respect your business and remember that just because you may be sitting on your couch in your yoga pants and spraying dry shampoo in your hair every 3 days because you've been working your ass off at your job, that somebody that goes to the hospital every day in their scrubs, they don't go work for free, and neither do you.
For sure. All right. So once you get your challenge groups rolling, and obviously, everybody's running a challenge group. So that's when I start shifting focus into people that I really want those big results. I want my challengers to succeed. I don't want them to be in there and spending $140, $60, $80, or $200 and them wasting their money. Like, my mission is I want them to get in there. If they need to lose 10 pounds, I want them to lose 10 pounds. If they want to do 70 pounds, like, that's my goal. Like, I want to, just make sure they're going through the process and doing everything they can, to hit that goal, because that's what I want, are the big, big transformations. Because, I don't know how long you guys have been coaching or not, but the best challengers, at least from what I've experienced from adding people in my team, my best coaches, my best business building coaches, and also my most active in my team coaches, they were my best challengers. So it kind of correlates. They were the ones that were always posting in my challenge groups, and they were loving it, and they were already feeling that team vibe before they were even a coach. And they got to the point where they were posting like a coach in the challenge group. And then obviously that's when, you say to them, you need to be a coach, you're already basically doing it. So basically that's why I said challengers equal coaches. We had this guy that we spoke to before the end of the year, and he was like a motivational speaker. And he just said to us, he's like, if you want to, if you're so focused on building a team and building a team and building a team, he's like, how much of that percentage are you taking away from your mindset from your challengers? Because you will, lose focus. If you lose focus on your challengers, then that is going to, in turn, in the future, that's going to hurt you for adding coaches. I mean, you never want to give up on that challenge group. It is the bread and butter of your business. If you continue to have challenge groups every 30 days, you can't skip a month. If you have them every single month and you get new people in there every month, then you are going to consistently get those big transformations. You're, number one, going to feel like the best feeling in the world, first of all, that you completely changed someone's life because they're messaging you saying they lost their 50 pounds or their 60, 70 pounds. I mean, that's enough is freaking amazing. And then two, you're going to start grooming them to be people that you're going to work with on your team, which is another amazing thing. So it's a cycle, go through processes of having really active challenge groups, and all of a sudden, like a flip switch, and it's like, these people need to be coaches, it just like is one big circle. I mean, like Erica said, it's not everybody's goal to be a coach, and that's great. I've had challengers in my group for maybe 10, 11, 12 months that have never even asked me, and I've never asked either, because, you know, it's not their goal and it's not my goal for them to be a coach either. But for the most part, most of my, you know, my really great coaches have been challengers in the past.
So just to kind of tie in with that, Kate, you talked a little bit of this next part, but never ever losing momentum in your challenge group. There are things, I have no freaking energy to make a challenge group post today. Like,
Yeah.
I have nothing. And you have to remember that, number one, in your team pages, there are a lot of challenge group templates. Now, obviously, you don't want to use the same one every single month, but something that we started really doing in the last month is remembering to check on our Team Beachbody site. There's so much good information on there that you can use to post. Like, there's always recipes on there. Like, we always have like a motivational or engaging post in the morning. And if you're not aware, you can pin posts to the very top of your challenge group page. Make sure that in the beginning of your group that you always establish that they need to check there. And especially on the phone, they have to click on pin post. And then in the evenings, we always use like the recipes that Beachbody always, you know, post in the Team Beachbody site. Point system. There's a million point systems out there. We've done spirit weeks. So even going into, like, say, the Super Bowl next month, you could have like a football themed week, all week long, sharing like tailgating recipes and crazy sock day, prayer day, to be engaged. They chose you as their coach. You can't give up on them. You have to keep going in your challenge group. We hard. It's monotonous sometimes, but keep it fun for yourself too. Going on there, you guys, to stay fresh and new, because again, one more time, they chose you. They picked you to be their coach. There's thousands of coaches out there and they chose you.
Yes. All right. So the next one is 3 Lives Club. And usually I would call that Success Club 5, but I really loved, I don't know if any of you, hopefully all of you, and if you haven't already, sign up for that TKO Star Diamond training, because it's freaking amazing. But Brandy had called it the 3 Lives Club, which is something that Scotty Hobbs had come up with in the past. So love that term. But anyways, Success Club 5, we talked about it before briefly, but again, a coach asked me, one of my coaches asked me either yesterday or the day before, she said, what is it going to take for me to go full-time in this business? I want to go full-time. And I said, oh my gosh, like, I can't make that decision for you. You know, that's like something that you need to like put on your vision board and map out. And I said, but, you know, like, tell me, like, what is your income goal? Like, what do you need to see? So she tells me, you know, X amount. And I'm like, okay, start reverse engineering, seeing where I was at in my business when I was making that much a week. And I said, you know what? You need to hit Success Club every month. You just need to hit Success Club. I said, she's a great recruiter. I'm like, you're already bringing in coaches. You've only been a coach for a couple months, or, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 months. I'm like, you're already, you know, hitting Success Club 10 at that. I'm like, you're on the right track. If I could just stress it to every single one of my coaches and them understand it, I would, you know, freaking love it. Like, Success Club is your ticket to success. I had a story told to me not too long ago about a coach that just hit the 6-figure earning. She was a 6-figure earner, and she just had hit it in her business. And she was explaining all about, you know, what she had done and how long she's been a coach. And the main thing she said, and stressed it over and over again, was, I hit Success Club 5 every month. She didn't even hit 10. She hit 5. And she got herself, it might have been like 3 years or something, she got herself to be a 6-figure earner. So it's huge. I mean, I know you guys know that it's a huge part of this business, but if I have, you know, maybe like 2 points shy or something, you know, on the last day of the month, or even if I was, my goal is Success Club 10, but say your goal is Success Club 5 and you're at 0 on the last day of the month, I'm still pushing my coaches to hit 5 on the last day of the month. I'm like, go find 3 people. 3 people. There are thousands, millions, billions of people in this world that need to get healthier and fit. I mean, it's inevitable that somebody's going to need help, obviously. So just find those people, you know, reach out. It's all about invite. We've been telling, and this is the end of our list, we've been telling our team this whole month already. I mean, it's only like a weekend. It feels like it's been a month. I'm like, this year is 2015, the year of no fear. Like, we're just going to invite, because I want you guys all hitting Success Club, because I know that if you're doing that, you are going to continually build your business. So if you're feeling like you are having trouble breaking outside of you know, your warm market and stuff, this is kind of off topic and random. Just a last tip for you guys. I just shared this with my team today. I went through my team's Facebook friends list, and I actually needed like peeled off the floor, because I thought I was going to die, because some of my coaches had like the lowest amount of number of friends on their list. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, holy crap. So like a 300 person friend list, not enough. That is not a big market. You might think that that is a lot of people, but it's not in the Beachbody world. I mean, it's really not, because if you have 300 friends, probably 150 of them are Beachbody coaches. So it's really not a lot of people. It's not. So I broke it down for them. I said, if you have been a coach for 1 year, you should have 1,800, about 1,800, a little more Facebook friends than you did when you signed up to coach. And if you've been a coach for 6 months, you should have around 915 more friends than you did when you signed up to coach, because that means you're adding 5 people to your friends list every day. I think it's something so simple we can do in this business that it gets forgotten, and 10 days go by and you're like, oh shit, I didn't add a coach or a friend request, not one, in 10 days. And look, there's 50 people you could have had on your friends list. Obviously, this is networking. You have to have more people. You can't ever rely on friends and family and your inner circle. Some of my closest family and friends don't do Beachbody, and I love it. I like to keep it that way. I love expanding my market. I love reaching people I don't know, and the majority of my business has come from random people I've met through social media, through Instagram, and mainly through Facebook. You know, just sending out those friend requests, and you know, a lot of it comes from like referrals and stuff too. But I mean, it's huge. Sending those friend requests and building your network every single day. Put it in your power hour, non-negotiable.
So I'm going to wrap it up for us, and then Francis, if you want to unmute it for any questions, if we have time, we can. So like Katie said, it's the year of no fear. We just wrapped up 2014, and it's only January 7th. You have a complete clean slate in front of you. I know sitting there that Francis and Laura, I'm sure you're gunning for it, you know, to be elite coaches. And how freaking awesome does that feel? I have this whole year to do that. You guys sitting on this call, some of you may want to be elite coaches or premier, or you simply may want to hit Success Club 5 every single month. You have a clean slate and a fresh start. I want you guys all after this call to write down 5 things that you know you could have done better for last year, and then you're going to achieve it for this year. I was sad 2 weeks ago that I didn't hit 2-star. I let it go. I'm ready for this year. I'm coming out swinging, and I'm letting the past go. I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from my success, and I plan to move forward guns blazing with her by my side and our team. And I hope that you guys feel the same way too. You have every opportunity that Francis has, and you have the same opportunity that Laura has too. It is your choice. It's your business. It's your hours, your time. You are your own boss. You are not their employee. It's up to you. Please, please, please. Again, I'll say it one more time. Respect your business. Yeah. You are here for a reason.
And so much, I'm just going to interject for a second. Yeah. So much can change in 1 year, you guys. Like, it was, again, I'm going to go back to Whitney and Sarah. When I was messaging them today, I'm like, if you guys don't mind, like, giving me a breakdown of when you signed up, when you went Emerald, when you went Diamond. And it was all within a year. Or when they went from Emerald or Coach to Emerald to Ruby to Diamond to Star Diamond to 2-star in a year. I mean, if you're a new coach on this call, I mean, you could do that. You could totally do that. It's so long. It's 12 months. I mean, so much can happen in a year, and your business can freaking blow up. It's just a matter of going back to number 1 on the list. You got to make your reality reality what you want it to be. I mean, you have to, or, it could set you back. So if you guys have any questions for us, feel free.
I'm going to really quickly ask you guys a couple of questions.
Yeah.
I took notes. That never happens. So that's how you guys know. Okay. So when you were talking about having confidence in your messages and owning it, this is something I really, truly believe in because I had been a product of the product for 2 years before I started coaching. So I know for me, especially, I could talk about the programs all day. Like I have a whole library. But for newer coaches, I find that they don't have that confidence because they either haven't done programs or they're just not at their goal weight. And obviously, I know you guys have probably dealt with that before with coaches coming on. Their concern is that they don't have that credibility yet. So what would be your advice for a new coach who's trying to be confident in those conversations to their potential challengers and customers?
I would say, and I do have a couple of coaches that, like, I feel like you were kind of like speaking about them because they have the same concerns. And what I tell them is, first of all, like going back to what Erica said, we have all the tools to learn about all the programs at least. And I utilize YouTube, even myself, a lot too. And I'll watch, what's a program I haven't done? Like maybe like Body Beast. Like a guy was asking me about Body Beast and I was like, oh crap, I've never done that or anything. So, like I tell my team to go on YouTube and soak in like Caleb Thomas's Body Beast transformation and like learn from that video. And so that you can feel his passion and his excitement for what he did so that when you're talking to people, you can kind of relay that even though you hadn't done it. And also my team hates when I say it, probably because I say it so much, but I'm like, fake it till you make it. I mean, you just have to do that because I have a coach, she cracks me up. Like you would literally think she was making $1 million a year because she's so freaking confident. And she her boyfriend's unemployed and like she's making maybe like $100 a week as a coach. But like she portrays, that's nothing to laugh about. I'm laughing at her. Like she portrays like this.
She owns it.
Yeah, she exudes this like beach body like passion. Like it's crazy. Like, but hey, it works for her because she's building her business slowly but surely. But she exudes confidence. And I think the more confidence you do have, and even if you have to fake the confidence, I mean, that's fine too. Just got to fake it till you make it.
Right. I definitely agree with that. I feel like whenever you fake it, it kind of helps you build up. Like what is that? Like you put it out into the universe and you kind of start to manifest that organically. So your faking turns into your reality eventually. Anyway.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now I can't read my notes. So you guys, whenever you're talking to people about the challenge packs and your challenge groups, because do you guys, for your Beachbody only challenge groups, because that's all I run as well anymore, do you guys require them to buy a challenge pack or can it be a fitness program only? Because I'm sure you've run into that before where people are like, well, what if I don't want the Shakeology? Like, what's your comeback for that?
We do because, like I said, we use our better judgment on that. And I guess what I chalk that up to now, like before, like months ago, like really early, in our business, we felt like, we want them to do Shakeology. We want to build the value in that. That's obviously how we retain our customers and, continue building our income and things like that. But I guess for me, the mindset that I have when I'm letting those people in is knowing, and I ask them monthly again, knowing that they will eventually do Shakeology and hopefully that they would be a good coach. Mm-hmm. I don't like to lose the opportunity to present the coaching, opportunity to somebody with that. So I would let them in if it was just a program with knowing that I'm going to hound them to at least try Shakeology, at least at a minimum of 7-day, sample, like a week challenge, something like that. But yeah, maybe kind of look at it that way, that they're a potential coach in the future.
I also utilize, it just depends on who the person is too, but I will say that I do bring it out every once in a while, reminding them about the 30-day money back guarantee, because I feel like that's something we forget about. But if it's somebody that's like, I just don't think I'm going to like it or whatever, and I hate shakes and I'm like, listen, if you don't like it, like you can send it back within 30 days and you'll get all your money back. Like, I'm not afraid of returns. Like, I would rather get them to try it. And like, it's maybe happened one time where somebody's like, I was right, I hated it, but it really hasn't happened more than that. They fall in love with it anyways. So I just remind them like, okay, if you want to invest in your health and you want to, once you get your paycheck this month or this week, if you really want to go for this, I highly suggest the challenge pack. And like I said, if you don't love it, I am more than okay with you sending it back and getting your money back.
I guess too, you guys, like this is like kind of like a different way to look at it as far as the challenge packs go. But like, let's face it, like I like stuff when it's on sale. I'm the kind of girl that at the mall, it's like, if you buy 3 of these for $50, then you get $5 off. And so I'll do it. So make sure when you're talking to people about challenge packs that they're understanding, especially on those promotions. If you start Shakeology this month, swing it that way. If you start Shakeology this month, you can either get the 3-day refresh for $10, or you can get the 21-day fix for $10. Or you've probably seen a lot of people newsfeed doing the free promo where they purchase it and you PayPal them back $10. But people like sales. People like free, especially free.com, we always say. But make sure that they're aware of those promotions every single month, because it is a value at the end of the day. It really is.
Yeah.
Right. I do that a lot in my messages. I'm like, yeah, if you bought this all separately, this is what it costs, and see the free deal you're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
It works. Okay, so then something else, one last thing that's not really a question, but something that you guys brought up. So your success partners. So those of you guys on our team know that Laura and I work as success partners. Even though she's my upline, we just kind of worked really well together just from the beginning. But we also expanded into other teams. So like those of you guys who know Becca Gahan and Carly McCarthy, we work with them a lot also. So don't be afraid to step outside of our team and meet other people from other teams. Lacey is a really great example. She just found an awesome success partner from Team Alive and Well. She had she doesn't know her really, but they connected and were able to now work together. And we see the success Lacey's been having in the last month. So, and it's awesome because it makes that, what's the word? Like the connection to the whole team part of Team Beachbody that much better. Like I wouldn't know these two at all if it weren't for networking in other teams and posting in other groups and like conversing with other people,
Right.
So.
It's like when we freak out when we see each other like at events, like when we'll see each other at Summit. It's like your creepy internet friends together.
Just like, no, but really we're besties, right? Like I know you.
We are.
I know. Carly Wood's coming to visit tomorrow, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my creepy internet bestie's coming. Like so weird.
That's how I'm gonna feel going to Portland next month. Like I don't know any of them except for Steph and Becca, and I'm just like,
It's
can I cuddle with you all? Can I squeeze you?
Yeah, that's so fun.
We're lucky to get to have that, though.
We are. Cool. I mean, how amazing is that? So if any of you guys have questions, go for it. A lot of you are still muted, so just unmute yourselves and attack them all at once.
Don't be shy.
Anybody?
Me.
There we go.
I love it.
When you were talking about expanding outside of like your warm market, essentially like adding the 5 friends a day and everything like that, I do that, but I just was wondering, do y'all have any advice on kind of the best route, I guess, to approach in order to make sure they're accepting your friend request?
You mean like as far as like seeing if they accepted it?
No, just like, I don't even know how to word this right. Like, I know, like, obviously you want to friend request people that you have mutual friends with. Otherwise, they're going to think you're, like, some creepo. But do you have any recommendation, I guess, like, on improving the success of expanding your warm market? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, if you're conversing with them, you mean, like, if you're actually, making those connections?
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys are, I even hate like saying like the term newer coach, because sometimes I feel like I'm newer and I've been like a coach for over a year, but especially when I was pushing to Diamond, I was using the business activity tracker. And if you guys don't have one, I'm sure Francis or Laura can pop one in the team page. There's a couple out there, but what that does is it gives you space to put down who you're adding, that day, what the date was. I think like if you posted to your challenge group, or did you post to your Instagram or things like that, or you can make your own for that matter.
Mhm.
But when I was pushing a diamond, I did have that printed out in front of me, so I could go back. Okay, 5 days ago, I added this girl on Facebook. Have I liked any of her posts?
Okay.
Have I commented on anything? I actually just did this yesterday. I added a girl I had maybe like 20 mutual friends with from college or something, and she accepted it right away, and she liked something of mine, and I've already liked something of hers, and that will cultivate over time.
Yeah.
So
You can also keep like a notebook. I always say if somebody saw like my notebooks, they would think I was like a serial killer. I have notebooks all over my house that have like random scribblings of like, okay, Erica Flynn, you know, I added her as a friend, and she has a military boyfriend, and she and she works at a car dealership. I mean, I'll like take notes on somebody so that I can remember, or if I talk to somebody and told me like, oh, my daughter just blah blah blah, so then the next time I'm like, how did the thing with your daughter go? You know, it's just like a way to keep track of things with your potentials and stuff. Because one of my problems is that I'll talk to people through private message on my fitness page, and then I'll talk to them through private message on my regular Facebook. And if it pops up on my regular Facebook and I scroll back up, I'm like, oh, okay, I've never talked to this girl before. And so she actually like has said she's committing to a challenge back, and you forgot. It's on the other or on the fitness page. So I don't know. It's just a way to like keep track of people you've talked to.
Cool. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? Laura, you have anything to add?
No, I do not. Erin, well, I guess I do. Erin, there's a spreadsheet in Live Long and Prosper that I put in there. Because I think I know what you were saying. Like, I sometimes I'll friend request people, and then it'll still be pending for like a couple of days, and so I'll cancel it. And I've even gone back months later and re-friend requested them, and they still don't accept me. I'm like, why won't you accept me?
Exactly.
You should go a message and ask.
We have 25 mutual friends. Be my friend too.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is to that, but I do know that I keep track of it.
Okay.
In that spreadsheet, I've made something that's kind of like a daily activity tracker. I have their name, the date I requested them, the date I canceled them if I did so, and how many mutual friends we have in common, because then it allows me to see the trend of how many people, okay, usually people around 20, they tend to accept me. And also it lets me, because I have another column, and then it'll let me see, okay, I requested them last June, and I'm going to request them again in February. Maybe they'll like me better now. I don't know. So that's just, it's in Live Long and Prosper, and it's a whole spreadsheet with a bunch of stuff, but that's one of the tabs in there.
That's perfect.
When I was first starting, I don't do it anymore because my messages are just absolutely insane. But when I first started too, and I was working on expanding my network a lot, I would do that. And then if it was somebody I knew I didn't know, but I wanted to start a conversation too, and obviously depending on where I have the mutual friends with, I would send them one of those messages oh my God, you look so familiar. I see we have so many friends from Denellen together. Did we go to school together? And I know for a fact, I have no freaking clue who this person is. Starts a conversation. And there's actually been coaches who I've had interest from, and it's kind of the non-weird way, because then they're not why is this girl adding me? Is she going to say something to me? And I'll be I'll go first. Hi.
Hey, girl.
Hey. So that's another option too, but.
Love that.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Well, if you guys have nothing else, we will all get off here because I know it's getting late. Thank you guys so much for getting on. This was awesome. You guys are actually our first, so you took our virginity here for a guest speaker.
Oh, guest speakers are so fun. You got to keep it up. And
It
is going to be a guest on ours this month, so our team is super excited.
Yay!
I know. I gotta get that under. I'm planning that.
A couple of weeks.
Awesome. And I enjoy hearing other coaches' perspective. I know we get kind of an advantage because we have the leaders groups, and you know,
Yeah.
just like it's a
Oh,
little bit more
definitely.
tight-knit community, but for the other coaches who aren't in there yet, like it's nice to hear other viewpoints besides just me and Laura over and over and over.
That's why we started. I'm like, my team does not want to hear me talk anymore.
Right? I know. I get it.
Thank you so much for having us, you
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Of course. Thank you all, and everyone have a good night.
Night.
Bye.
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 Bye.